Hello and welcome back to VC Football. We've got reactions to the quarterfinals, predictions for the semifinals, and I've got an update for you on the Apple Band giveaway, so let's get right to it. Just for a reminder to everybody on the madness that has been this 2022 World Cup. And I'm going to go ahead and react to the first quarterfinal on the top left, and that is the Netherlands, who took on Argentina in what was an absolute battle. In fact, the match broke the record for the most yellow cards in a World Cup match with 18. And it really seemed like Argentina had it in the bag early on when Messi was able to convert from the penalty spot, making it 2-0. But the Netherlands were never going to go out quietly. And 2 goals from Weghorst in dramatic fashion, one in stoppage time and then again in extra time, tied up the match and forced the 2 into penalties. And here again it was incredibly close, but with 2 missed kicks from the Netherlands to Argentina's 1, Lautaro Martinez was able to secure the South American spot in the semifinals with literally the last kick of the game. Whew, I cannot wear that. Oh my goodness, I'm burning up. Up next was Croatia versus Brazil in what was again another incredibly entertaining match with both teams scoring in extra time. And it seemed like it was all over when Neymar was able to score in the 106th minute, but only 9 minutes later, Bekovic had other plans and tied it for Croatia. Absolute madness, but the penalty shootout ended in Croatia's favor because Brazilians Rodrigo and Marquinhos were not able to score in the shootout. A world talent like Neymar in tears will forever be burned into my memory. Football can be such a cruel game. Up next we had Morocco versus Portugal, and in an unbelievable upset, Morocco defeated Portugal 1-0. With the win, Morocco just keeps making history, not only being the first time they make it to the semifinals, but the first time an African team in general ever makes it this far into the competition. What an accomplishment. But I do have to say that I hated to see Cristiano Ronaldo leaving the pitch in tears in what is most likely going to be the last time that we ever see this legend of the game in a World Cup match. Wrapping up the quarterfinals was England versus France, the game I was most excited to watch, and boy did it not disappoint. France was able to get onto the score sheet first when Tchouaméni fired off an absolute cannon that left the goalkeeper with no chance. England was never going to go out without a fight, however, and after Harry Kane converted from the penalty spot area, it seemed like both teams were prepping for extra time, when all of a sudden Olivier Giroud inside of the penalty area with a powerful header gave France the lead yet again. And encore, England was not going to drop their heads and kept fighting for the equalizer, and it looked like they were about to do it when Theo Hernandez basically American football style tackled inside of the penalty area, and again, England was awarded a penalty. But this time around, Harry Kane blasted it high, and it proved to be the deciding factor because France won the match 1-2. As for how I did with my predictions, I did terrible. The only team that I was able to correctly predict making it to the semifinals was France. Argentina was able to narrowly get past the Netherlands after 120 minutes and a very close penalty shootout. Croatia proved to be tactically superior and more mentally prepared when it came to their penalty shootout against Brazil. And of course, Morocco, the underdog story of this century, proving me wrong time and time again. But now let's get to my predictions of the semifinals. And just before we do that, I just want to take a moment here and give you a heads up on the Apple Band giveaway. If you have not joined, I will leave the link to the previous video here for all of the details, but all you have to know is really just give the video a like, leave a comment below of who you think will win the World Cup, and of course, you have to be subscribed to VC Football and the One and Only. And the update I want to give you is that the winner of the Apple Band giveaway will be announced during halftime of the final live here on VC Football. So be sure to mark your calendar and don't miss out on this incredibly exciting match that we have in store. And we're gonna go ahead and start from the left here with Croatia versus Argentina. Very excited for this match. We have Modric in the midfield, who has the most interceptions in the World Cup so far, absolutely pulling the strings in the midfield for Croatia at the age of 37. Incredible stuff. But then on the other side, you have Messi, who has been amazing this competition and looks like a man on a mission. The guy still holds the most chances created so far in the tournament with 14. As for who I think is going to make it to the semi-final, it's going to be very tough to predict. Both teams are coming off of a grueling match, which included extra time and then a penalty shootout. But when you have a look at how both teams got to the semifinals, we have a very distinct difference between the two teams. Argentina seemed to have everything under control when they were up 2-0 against the Netherlands, only to lose it when the Dutch tied it late in the game, which forced them into penalties. So they had the control and then lost it. Now let's have a look at Croatia versus Brazil. Both teams were locked 0-0 when the 90 minutes were up, and then Brazil was able to score, forcing Croatia to dig deep and find the equalizer, which they did, and then beat Brazil in the penalty shootout, not missing a single kick. I definitely feel like momentum will be with Croatia going into the semi-final, and I really wish I could put personal biases aside, but I'm still upset about Argentina beating Mexico, and personally, I feel like Argentina have had this arrogance about them. I really feel like their celebration against the Netherlands was very unsportsmanlike, especially that interview with Messi after the match. I mean, absolutely rude stuff. Some of you can say, well, he's just feeling confident, he wants to win this World Cup because he knows it's his last. For me, it comes off as disrespectful, and personally, I feel like this Croatia team has the mentality and the tactics needed to get past this Argentina team. And again, I'm going to hold by my fact that Argentina is one of the older teams left in the competition, and I feel like after the grueling extra time against the Netherlands, that's bound to catch up with them eventually. So for me, I have Croatia beating Argentina and booking their spot in the 2022 World Cup final. And on the other side of the bracket, we have Morocco, the underdog, versus current champion France. I mean, you just cannot write this stuff. Sometimes reality is so much better than fiction, and I'm here for it. And really, it's a story of defense versus offense, because let's start off with the current champions. France has Mbappe, who is still the current top goal scorer in the competition with 5 goals. He also has the most dribbles completed with 20 now. I mean, the guy is just a menace on the left flank no matter who he faces. But incredibly, in Morocco, they play a team who has not been scored on in open play. And you absolutely have to mention Bono whenever you talk about Morocco, because the guy has been the best goalkeeper in the competition by a mile. 4 clean sheets in 5 matches played in the World Cup. Best of football that you can face, and the man has not conceded by an opposition's player. As for my prediction here, again, I really don't want to count out Morocco again. I really don't. And the metaphor I can give you here is Morocco is going to be the brick wall versus France's tank. Defense versus offense here in this semi-final. Going to be an incredibly entertaining match, I am sure. But as for my prediction, I think I'm going to have to go for the team that has broken the World Cup curse, making it through to a semi-final of the World Cup in 2 consecutive World Cups since 1990. They were able to break the curse, but now let's see if they can go back-to-back world champions. I have France making it through to the finals of the 2022 World Cup. And I just want to take a moment here and thank all of the OG subscribers, but also the new ones who have joined us here on VC Football. I'm so appreciative of all of the love and support here, and I cannot thank you enough. As always, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.